I love horror movies. In fact, I consider it to be my favourite film genre. There's just something special about sitting down, putting on a film, and being genuinely scared by it. And there's also something special about sitting down, watching a film, and finding out how terrible it is. Horror has created some of my favourite films of all time, and some of my least favourite films of all time. In fact, right behind me, right here, are some of my least favourite horror films. And one of these films is my least favourite horror film of all time. What do you think it is? I mean, look at this. We've got The Exorcist Believer, which I reviewed and I absolutely hated. One Missed Call, absolutely terrible. Megan is Missing. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. What could it be? Well... Ooh, what's that? Wolves at the door? Yeah, that's it. Noises! Now, if you're like me and you're a massive fan of Mark Kermode and Mayo, then you'll know that he absolutely hates this film.
It is crass, vile, boring, offensive and morally repugnant. It is worth saying that it is a film which considers the actual events to be in need of salaciously spicing up. It is a film which is deeply offensive on cinematic and I think just basic journalistic and moral level.
And that is because Wolves at the Door, put simply, is vile. Now, I watched this film last September because of something that happened on my channel. Now, last September, the new Conjuring film, Last Rites, came out. I thought it was fine, and a few days later after seeing it, I uploaded a short ranking every single Conjuring movie. I uploaded it did very well, and then I got a very interesting comment. It was by an account called The Grand 1328, and he said there are 11 films. Wolves at the Door is part of it too. And I read that comment and I was like, Wolves at the Door? What's that? And I was very interested, so I looked it up and I thought, okay, let's go watch it. And you may be wondering, why do people consider this the 11th Conjuring movie? Well, it's because of two things, and only two things. One, the director, John R. Leonetti, directed the first Annabelle movie, and number two, an actor named Eric Lardin played a character called Detective Clarkin in Wolves at the Door, and also Annabelle, and those are the only connections. And I know people will say, oh, but the Warrens were real, and this movie is based on a true story, so technically they were in the same universe. And yeah, I'm not going to debate you on that, but if we're talking in terms of the fictional Conjuring universe, there's not a lot of evidence to support that claim. To me, the casting of that guy in the exact same role is either a coincidence or the director really liked him in that role in Annabelle and just said, you know what, let's call him back up. So I personally do not think that this is the 11th Conjuring movie. But what I can say for certain is that it's one of the worst things I have ever seen. Now, this movie is based around the true case of the Manson murders. If you don't know what that was, back in the 60s, an actress named Sharon Tate, who was pregnant at the time, the Manson family broke into her house, killed her and her friends. Really tragic story, still talked about to this day. And there have been so many movies depicting this case. One of the worst ones, I hate this movie as well, is The Haunting of Sharon Tate, where the entire movie focuses around Sharon Tate having these dreams and hallucinations, and then they showcase the murders in the most graphic and exploited manners ever. But this movie is worse because at least The Haunting of Sharon Tate, there are moments that you can laugh at. This movie is just, whoa. I don't go on my phone during films. Even when I'm at home, I don't go on my phone. But this movie was so boring and so tedious that I looked at my phone numerous times and just played Wordle. That was far more entertaining than anything that happened in this film. The only thing that I can give this film is that it's not exactly feature length. It's just over 70 minutes long. But even with that runtime, it feels like 70 hours. All this film is that you meet the characters, they wander around this house, and then they get murdered by the end. And I'm not giving you a spoiler warning because you know what happens with the Manson murders. And also, this film should not be viewed under any circumstances. And then at times throughout this movie, you just cut to this guy listening to music because he didn't know that the murders were happening. That goes absolutely nowhere.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood. You sure are looking good. You're everything a big bad wolf
And just like The Haunting of Sharon Tate, it presents these murders in the most vile and grotesque ways possible. The first kill of this movie is someone getting dragged out of their car, getting stabbed numerous times, and blood flying everywhere, like this is an 80s slasher film. And then they add little bits of humour at the wrong places. Some guy, a guy who was real, just got absolutely mauled to death. And then we're putting these like stupid teen jokes in it, like, what is going on? And at the end, this film has the audacity to put these bits of news footage about the crimes and like this little memorial thing for the people who were murdered. How dare you? How dare you? You have just exploited these people's death for 70 minutes and you had the ball sacks to do that. What is going through your mind? And for some reason, this movie has some very solid actors in it. Miles Fisher from Final Destination 5. I've grown to really like him in that movie and other stuff. He's really bad in this movie. But you know what? I don't blame him because the script is rubbish. But the biggest one that really annoyed me was Jane Kasmerak, who played the most badass and intimidating mum in television history. Malcolm in the Middle, one of my favourite shows ever. She's in this for 5 minutes at the start and does nothing. What numbers did they put on that paycheck for you to agree to be in this? It's just embarrassing. This is a new career low. Wolves at the Door is just plain and simply disgusting, exploitative trash that uses this real tragedy to make this over-the-top slasher movie with these over-the-top blood slashy kills, just disregarding any respect. The acting's terrible, the direction, I forgot to talk about the direction. This movie is so flat, it looks like a TV movie, and this was released in cinemas in some countries. The director really feels like a guy who like smokes his cigar with his little pinky out. Oh yes, 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 yes. I can make good movies. I can make good horror movies. Oh yes. I made Annabelle. Yes, Annabelle. It made a lot of money. A lot of people love that movie now. You egotistical arsehole. I really do hate calling out directors, actors, writers, whatever, because I know films take time and a lot of effort to make. But when you make an exploitative piece of trash like this, you will be called out, you will be criticised, and Wolves at the Door is going to receive the monumental score of a 0 out of 10. If you couldn't tell by now, I hate this movie. I hate it so much. It is my least favourite horror film of all time. Under no circumstances, watch it. You know that precious time that you have? Save it. Use it to do anything else than watch this movie. But there we go, guys. If for some reason, if you have had the displeasure of watching Wolves at the Door, please let me know your thoughts on it. Do you like it somehow? Or did you hate it like me? Let me know. My voice is going now. But I hope you all enjoyed this video, guys. Have a good day. And see you later.